be set by John Stockton and Isaiah Thomas to try to get the crowd involved. When I used to play in the game, Isaiah and I had determined before the game that we would make the pace fast to get the crowd going, get the game going quick, because the crowd don't want to see defense, they want to see offense.
So that's the reason why it took 10 minutes before we got to that first set play.
Exactly.
And we're underway, and they'll jump it over again as David Robinson and Shaquille O'Neal in the center circle. To the west, Barkley. Underneath the Drexler. And out of bounds to the Eastern team. Isaiah Thomas, 12 years in the league, 12 times an All-Star. Stockton draws him. In the hole to O'Neal, who gets the first shot of the game and is fouled. And O'Neal is his body fat content. It's somewhere they say, some say 8%, some say 12%. Let's just take 10%. If that's true, 273 pounds of that man is muscle and bone. That's heavier than anyone else on either roster.
Well, and he also knows how to use it too. And he's mean and tough. That's what makes him so tough to guard.
O'Neal's free throws giving the East a 2-0 lead, and Robinson is fouled as he tries to go over O'Neal.
He wants to be involved in every play. It's like any first-timer in the All-Star game. They want to show the fans that they belong here and should be here.
Robinson gets 1 out of 2, and Larry Johnson with a rebound for the East. Thomas hurries it up to Pippen. Pippen with Barkley. Thomas and Stockton. Jordan and Drexler, a couple of dream teamers. 6 on the clock. Larry Johnson against Karl Malone with 2. Thomas doesn't beat the buzzer. No basket.
Magic, you probably should mention, in fairness to Isaiah, that in his last regular game before the break against Miami, he strained his Achilles tendon, was taken out of that game, did not return for Detroit. Doubtful whether he would play or not here.
Yeah, you know, I think he just wanted to play for the fans, and that's it.
Stockton for 3. And the home crowd loves that. West leads 4-2. Tough ball away for Johnson. Barkley collects the rebound. Almost stolen by Jordan. David Robinson. 6-2 the West.
See, that's one problem that Shaquille has. He says that when he doesn't really read the defense yet in terms of the player he has to play against. That time David Robinson can take him outside, so he's not used to that in college, a guy taking a 7-footer who can take jump shots.
Jordan with a move against Drexler, and Michael connects. There's an edge to Michael Jordan, and it goes back to the current events of the last week and a half. Karl Malone answers at the other end. Jordan not at all happy about the fine and the scrape that he had with the Pacers' Reggie Miller. Cost him nearly $50,000, and he was fined again for missing the media day 2 days ago here in Salt Lake City. Curious as to how he's going to play today, Mike Fratello.
Well, he could come out one of 2 ways. He could come out very determined to go after the MVP award to bring some of that spotlight back on himself. Or the other thing is, if he hung his head and said, hey, look, the NBA is going to find me this money, I'll just give a half-hearted effort. I don't think that's what Michael's all about.
He just makes the steal, tries to set up Thomas, and Thomas touched the ball last as Stockton hawking him down court.
Well, right here, that's that Patton Jordan move where he comes around you, steal it. But now, because Isaiah's hurt, he couldn't run that ball down. If that was Isaiah healthy, he would have ran that down and laid it in.
Barkley loses the handle, and it'll be the West still with the ball. Jordan making that steal, and that's right on cue. He leads the NBA in steals again this year.
It's a guy who basically can do what he wants to do in the NBA. When he sets his mind to something, whether it be steals, whether it be best defensive player in the league, as he has already been named, or scoring leader, Michael can get it done.
1 on the clock. Stockton misses everything, so the 24-second clock gives the ball to the East. 8-4, the West leads early in a game with a defensive pace which you don't always see in the All-Star Classic.
Well, it's a pace that, because there's not a a lot of missed shots and turnovers so far. They haven't got the speed going yet. But here comes Michael Jordan. Oh, man. He slipped the defense, took it in, switched to the left hand. Oh.
Drexler answers at the other end. Glide the glide.
Here comes that pace we want.
You know, when Michael made the move, not only did he slip the defensive guy, but he had to push Larry Johnson, his screener, out of the way with his left arm so he could get to the basket.
Jack on the attack against Robinson. Boy, does he bump into Robinson. And Robinson with a block. Malone to Stockton. 4-2 for the West. Barkley! Sir Charles with his first points.
Well, so far in the game, the pace is going right to West ways right now in the last minute or so. They picked up the pace, got some fast break layups.
4 minutes into the game, 12-6 West. Isaiah. Rebound Robinson. Stockton brings it up. Malone. All the West starters have scored. It's 14-6. This is how it began in Orlando last year for the West. And the Delta Center crowd loves it. They haven't missed a shot yet, the West. 6 out of 6. Jordan the only field goals for the East, and Isaiah Thomas adds his name to the list. Stockton, the assist leader in the NBA the last 5 years and leading again this season. Malone's pass intercepted by Pippen, an all-defensive performer in the NBA.
And that's one of the times that you'll see a set play come out of a timeout in an all-star game. Unfortunately, it did not work.
Jordan thought he had to. Look at him hustle back. And he's able to destroy the pass to Drexler, out of bounds to the East.
Well, you don't really want to run a set play. What you want to do is just get in transition, and all the players have more fun when you're in transition in all-star games instead of set plays.
Jordan on a feed from Isaiah.
Give Isaiah credit that time because he told Michael to go back door, read it all the way, high lob, slam dunk.
It all happened because Drexler went over the top of the screen. Once Michael read it, he changed direction, the eye contact with Isaiah, there it was.
Stockton with 5 assists already. Drexler for 3. Be curious, Mike Fratello, when Pat Riley brings in Patrick Ewing, and will he bring him in for Shaquille?
Well, there's Shaquille with the jumper from the foul line area, and a little bit of controversy, maybe a misunderstanding. People had said that Riley was very upset with the fact that O'Neal was voted ahead of Ewing and that he made a statement that no way should that have happened. That's not what Pat Riley said. As John Stockton tries for the 3, what he actually said was he was asked to name his starting team. He put Ewing in there, as I would expect every head coach would do with his own player.
Basket counts, and the East on a run. They have scored now 8 unanswered points from that 14-6 timeout.
Clyde Drexler goes over the top of the screen. Michael Jordan changes direction on the money pass from Isaiah Thomas.
Foul was on Drexler, his second, as Jordan leading all scorers with 8 points. There's Patrick Ewing for Larry Johnson.
And as you might expect from Pat Riley, he's going to put both big men on the floor at the same time. Just have a little bit of fun with the media that was second guessing what would happen out there.
Team Olajuwon in as well. It's tied at 14. 6 minutes left in this first quarter. Ewing with the loose ball. Finds Thomas with 13. Isaiah. And the East leads for the first time since 2-0. A 10-0 run for the Eastern Stars.
You know, you really don't think there would be much passing, but give the East credit that time. They really moved the ball around until they got the open shot by Isaiah.
And it appears Shaquille O'Neal with his second foul.
You really got an interesting matchup here with Mailman and Patrick Ewing.
And Ewing collects the missed shot from Karl Malone.
Let's go back to those early years for Patrick Ewing as Shaq goes up and sends it down.
Woo! Does he snap up there in a hurry? He is so quick for 303 pounds and driving toward the goal.
Well, here it's like a turnover, but Shaquille gets it, and he gets hit about 3 times and slam dunk. This guy is so strong, it's unbelievable.
Like BB's off a battleship.
Well, the first thing he does is come up with the basketball. There are a lot of players that have tough time handling passes in traffic. He finds a handle and then finishes.
13 unanswered points for the East, taking a 5-point lead. And a turnover, but a foul. Thomas against Karl Malone, and Malone won't shoot this one, but boy certainly knows the way to the free throw line, doesn't he? Barkley loses the handle to Thomas. Dominique, his first shot. O'Neal rebounds. Karl Malone. 4 rebounds for Malone. A drought for the West. Will Malone end it? Yes. 19-16. Oh, what a pass to Jordan.
And count it.
Who says that Thomas and Jordan don't get along?
You know, they've learned to get along.
You turn your head for a split second on defense. They're going to fire the ball right past you here. That time, the perfect pass by Isaiah on the money. Turn your back, turn your head. Jordan will get free. Isaiah will find him.
And Drexler with his 3rd foul. O'Neal goes out, and Brad Daugherty replaces him.
You know, in a game like this, I don't care if you don't get along or not. You still play as a team. Isaiah's a great team player, so is Michael Jordan. They're going to play as a team. Even if they had differences before, they're going to come out here to win and have fun, and they're doing that right now.
And Jordan leading all scorers with 9. Dan Marley in for the first time now, the Phoenix Suns star. And Marley from Central Michigan hits his first attempt.
I know another guy sitting here from Central Michigan.
I thought I could slip that one in there without you noticing there, you. Michigan State Spartan.
Yes.
Thomas for 3. Rebound Daugherty. Hook shot for Jordan. Olajuwon. Off balance, tipped by Malone. And Karl Malone leads the West with 8 points.
Probably should mention here that with this lineup on the floor, and it was with O'Neal also on the floor for the East, that Patrick Ewing is the power forward right now. Something he got used to when Bill Cartwright was in New York way back in the beginning.
Marley to Sean Elliott, broken up by Jordan. What a defensive play by Michael. Ewing knocking it away from Olajuwon.
Do you know that the 3 youngest players to start in the All-Star game are in this building? Shaq being the 3rd, Isaiah being the 2nd, and who do you think was the youngest?
How about Irvin?
You got it right there.
Mark Price into the game. One of the 3 Cavaliers to make this All-Star game. The only team to send 3 here to Salt Lake City. Sean Elliott through a crowd. 4-on-1. Stockton. Malone. Who else from Stockton? Whether intended or not. 10 for the mailman.
And he also has 6 rebounds.
Dominique. Ewing. Olajuwon rejects. Ewing thought he was fouled.
Who said they don't play defense in All-Star games?
Elliott to break the tie. Ewing snaps the rebound. Jordan to Price on the runner. Stockton 2 men back. Marley for 3. Marley for 3. And the West reclaims the lead, 25-22.
We're going to have to hear about this, Magic. He keeps making those 3-pointers.
I know it.
The Traverse City Trey, they call it up there in his hometown.
All the Chippewa fans will be happy and excited.
Michael Jordan at the line. Jordan, the top vote getter once again here at the All-Star game, looking for his 10th point.
Yeah, the only player to break 1 million, wasn't it? 1 million votes.
That's right. He was the only million vote man. He works a lot in millions. He feels very comfortable. For the 7th consecutive year, Michael Jordan tallied the most votes in the Miller Genuine Draft All-Star balloting program. He will receive a $2,500 donation to the Michael Jordan Foundation from Miller Genuine Draft. Jordan misses both free throws. Joe Dumars in for the East. Stockton with Price, Elliott, and Dominique. Marley for three again. Brad Daugherty the rebound to his teammate with the Cavs, Mark Price. Price won the three-point shootout last night here for a $20,000 first prize. And Marley blocks it from the backside against Dominique. Stockton with a steal. Marley right back to Stockton, who gives to his teammate Malone.
And he does the behind the head slam dunk.
Joe Dumars quietly having another great season with the Pistons. Dumars great at both ends of the court. Dominique for three, and that pulls the East within one.
Dominique has really been shooting the ball well since he came back from the broken hand. He's shooting almost 37% from the three-point line this season.
Time running out in this first quarter. Marley forcing a shot. Daugherty hears the buzzer sound, and the end of an entertaining first period here at the Delta Center. And of course the hero, the home man, and with the crowd cheering you on, often that helps you to get that MVP award. Karl Malone missed only one shot in the quarter. 12 for the first period. Tim Hardaway into the game, sets up Danny Manning. The LA Clippers. Manning, his first basket. Dumars hanging and feeding Daugherty. His stuff is blocked by Sean Kemp. Ahmad Rashad is with us on the sidelines.
All right, hey Michael, now wait a minute. This is the tempo here. 3 shot clock violations in the first quarter in the All-Star game?
Well, you can see some defense being played. I mean, we didn't want to come out and let it be a run and gun type of thing. We wanted to play some type of defense.
Well, you expect to speed it up a little bit, I guess, as the game goes on?
It will. As we get tired, it'll speed up a little bit.
You having fun?
Oh, yeah. So far, I'm having a great time.
All right. Thanks, Ben. Back to you, Dick.
That's interesting, Match, because you get tired, then you speed up the game.
Well, he kind of said they wanted to play defense.
Where'd that come from now?
Yeah,
Look who's overcoaching that team. Where'd that come from?
That's Pat Riley over there.
Brad Daugherty makes it 29-27. Riley in his 9th NBA All-Star game as the head coach. Sean Elliott, one of the Spurs stars, and it's out of bounds to the East.
I think the West is doing a better job of opening the floor up and getting easier shots in the East.
Ewing bumping into Kemp and then hitting the fall-away jumper. And the foul on Kemp, who has picked up 2 quick ones.
One of the few times that Patrick Ewing has not seen a double team, so he figures, hey, I'm all alone. Let me take advantage of this one.
But, Coach, he's at a disadvantage, Sean Kemp, trying to guard a big center and Patrick Ewing. That's the problem that they have now because you have Daugherty and Ewing in, and the West can't match up defensively.
Got to get that coach to put somebody else in the game. If you can't play him, we'll have to put somebody else in.
East with the lead by 1 as Hardaway on the drive to Manning. 2 for 2. 31-30 the West.
As you see, they just ran the same play again, back-to-back, and it worked.
Daugherty, Price, Dumars. I got it. And out comes Hardaway. Marley on the side. That was Kemp up high for the rebound, but swept away by the East. Price, this is what he did last night, and he misses. Well, he didn't do that. He hit everything last night when it counted for $20,000. Hardaway has his pass deflected out of bounds. Right to Riley.
His arm's probably tired now, as many as he hit last night.
Detlef Schrempf of the Indiana Pacers, his first All-Star game and the first European to play in this All-Star Classic, being televised and broadcast around the world. Kemp with a quick move. He's had a very painful right thumb. You saw him try to use the left hand there, and a foul. I believe Schrempf got Elliott going in. And it's a 4-point West advantage. Dumars and the give and go to Daugherty. A little pick and roll, and Daugherty and Dumars as if they'd been practicing that for years.
Well, we talk about slipping the screen. Go to the basket before the ball comes over the top of the screen. When you feel your defensive man cheating out a little bit, slip it, go to the basket to perfection that time.
Manning around Dominique. 6 points for Manning.
That was just one-on-one. You against me. And Manning just took him.
Little double team, Elliott and Manning on Dominique, and in comes Larry Nance for the first time.
Pick and roll. When the man comes over to set the screen, go to the basket before the ball comes over the top, and you get an easy score if your guard knows how to deliver the pass.
Rice with Hardaway, Nance just in. Third Cavalier to play today, and from outside, Joe Dumars with his first bucket.
Dumars had lost 8 pounds about a week and a half ago. In fact, even missed the game for the Detroit Pistons. Had a touch of the flu, has gained about 4 of those back, so he's feeling a little bit better.
Elliott with 10 on the clock. Kemp. Doherty with a rebound. East looking for a tie or the lead. Dumars gives them the lead with a tray. 37-36 East.
That's patting Joe Dumars. He makes one, he might come down and hit the next 5 now.
Hardaway misses the 3. Schrempf batted it out. It's Price on the run to Dumars. Want another? Short this time. Marley rebounds.
Well, you called it. That's how he likes to play the game. And, you know, shooting over 33% is good from the three-point line. He's shooting 40% for the season from the three-point line.
Drazen Petrovic has been the big man in the NBA in the three-point range this year. Didn't quite make it. Steve Jones, the snapper, has been visiting.
All right, I'm going to speak over with Karl Malone. A lot of structure and a lot of defense. Are you surprised by that at this early?
Well, we talked about it a little bit in the West locker room that we would play a little defense. We didn't know we was going to play that much. But I think we're really doing the things well, offense and defense, and the guys really playing hard. We want to win. That's the main thing.
You got it. They want to win. We'll find out whether that happens.
Hardaway gets away with the contact on Price, and then the whistle in the lane. Porter takes it to the goal and has his first points. Terry Porter of Portland.
Porter looked over here and said, I can't believe I didn't get a whistle on that one.
Schrempf. And another foul at the other end. Germany's Schrempf. He says he gets mail in the Cleveland or the Indianapolis area. Carmel he lives, and then his fans in Germany send all his mail to his folks up near Cologne, so he gets double bags of mail each month. Fans in Germany asking for autographs and pictures, just as the kids do here in the U.S.
Speaking of Douglas, fans are just now appreciating his ability right now.
Price to Dumars, to Schrempf, knocked away by Elliott. Last touch by Schrempf. Game tied at 38, 7:15 left in the first half. The Spurs Elliott off the mark. Dumars to Nance, and the veteran Larry Nance, oldest in the game at 34. Porter with a 3. And Schrempf intercepts. Dumars. Manning. Both teams a little cold at the moment. Elliott trying to break the tie. Kemp.
Well, right now, the fans need something to happen to get them back into the game. Maybe it's the Utah Jazz guys coming back in or something. We need something, a spectacular dunk, something.
Then you had the block shot by Larry Nance, the #1 shot blocking forward in NBA history.
Still tied at 38. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Hardaway, another miss. Schrempf with Porter back. There it is. Price the assist, and Detlef Schrempf gives the East the lead, 40-38. 5:55 left in this first half. rookie Shaquille O'Neal back into the game for the East. The Orlando Magic will see them against the red-hot San Antonio Spurs next Sunday here on NBC. Hardaway, a little hesitation, and that opened up things for David Robinson. 42-40 the East.
And you didn't get to see the back pick that Terry Porter put on Shaquille O'Neal. That's what opened that whole lane up, and for the dunk shot for David Robinson.
Porter deflects the ball, and stays after it. Finally, it's Dumars. So the Piston backcourt of Isaiah Thomas, Joe Dumars, Schrempf hits the shot clock out of bounds to the west. It's Kemp, Hardaway, Robinson, Danny Manning, and Terry Porter for the West as they go on the attack, down by 2. Hardaway to Robinson.
Again, the back pick takes place almost that time.
O'Neal brings it up. He's open.
He told us yesterday he loves to play a guard to bring it down, show people that he can cross over like Tim Hardaway. He can do what Michael can do, and he showed us everything that time on that drive and dunk.
9 points for the rookie O'Neal. Oh, he has made the Orlando Magic indeed. Robinson, star from the U.S. Naval Academy, showing he can hit inside and outside. Larry Nance answers at the other end.
Hasn't he gotten better with age?
Yes, he has. Yes, he has. Playing his best basketball.
Yes, playing unbelievable this season.
Basketball, one of his 2 loves, Larry Nance. Robinson.
He's also got the right contract, $40 million. He's doing it all.
That's not even scratching the endorsement page, is it?
You got that right.
Michael Jordan and Charles Barkley are back in. East by 2, 46-44. Jordan stolen by Hardaway and fouled by Jordan. Warriors, one of the disappointing teams thus far in 92-93, but only 4 back of the Clippers for the 8th spot in the West.
Kind of forget that the Warriors won 57 games a year ago, but really hit with injuries.
Yeah.
Owen's out, Marciulionis doesn't come back till late, and now with Chris Mullin out also, they've had their problems.
Jordan. Schrempf. Tied at 46 with 3:45 to go in the half. Barkley moving Schrempf back. Kemp can jam the rebound, and it's Schrempf the other way. Isaiah Thomas to O'Neal, and denied. Kemp and Robinson sandwiching the Shaq.
Matt, isn't it true that so many rookies come in the league and struggle from the foul line during their first season?
No question about it, because I struggled myself at about 72 or 4%.
Dominique Wilkins, okay, shot at 68% his first season from the foul line. Eventually, then an 80% shooter year after year. So it just
Why is that, Mike? Why?
It could be, I don't know, maybe a little bit of nervousness out there on the floor for the rookie.
Jordan started this, and Isaiah throws it off the backboard blindly. Porter to Hardaway. And the West leads by 1.
I know one thing that contribute to a lot of missed field goals, free throws as a rookie, is the fact that you never shot that many or played that many games and you retired.
Barkley to Robinson. A son to a spur, and it's 50-47 West.
Also, Magic, so many of the rookies don't really get a chance to come in and start, so they're either coming off the bench when they're cold, when they get fouled, they're not really into the game yet. So that's another factor as far as why they don't shoot as well in that first year.
Pippen to Shaq. Boy, he shows great hands to just catch that ball, and then it takes a mighty bump from Barkley to deny.
Charles decides that he's going to give us a little lefty version of the long touchdown pass, throws it all the way out in front, leading his teammate.
Now Barkley against Shaq at the other end.
Well, here is just strength against strength, and Charles said, "Get it out of here, young fella."
Welcome back to the Delta Center, and here's the quick feet of a 303-pound 20-year-old athlete. Shaquille O'Neal. Now, Bill Walton, who knows a little bit about playing down in the hole, has analyzed the half of Shaq. Professor Walton will offer his report card at halftime and will be allowed into the West locker room. Paul Westphal will let us eavesdrop on what he says to his team. I'm sure it'll be a dynamic halftime pep talk. A Newt Rockne here in this All-Star Classic.
I tell you one thing, Bill Walton's pretty tough giving grades out.
Real tough, so watch out.
Manning unable to handle the pass.
We should point out here that neither John Stockton or Karl Malone has played in the second quarter, so maybe Paul Westphal is looking for them to play a lot in the second half to get this crowd going and try to win the game.
Robinson with a rebound. Here comes the West, leading by 2, 50-48. Porter, Hardaway, Robinson, Barkley, and Manning for the West. Jordan and Pippen, 2 Bulls on the floor with O'Neal, Nance, and Isaiah. Robinson banks in another. David Robinson, 13 points to lead all scores.
And just to clarify that, I don't think he's made a mistake. I think this is a strategy by Paul Westphal to do this because he wants the crowd on his side going in that third, fourth quarter, especially the fourth quarter.
Porter hawking Michael. I think, Magic, you hit on a very key point that he also would like to see them do well in front of this Delta Center crowd. We might see a lot of them in the second half. There's Westphal, 5 times an All-Star. He was a #1 draft pick out of the University of Southern California, as Pat Riley was a #1 draft pick out of Kentucky.
Well, Paul Westphal taught me a valuable lesson. He was one of the 3 players that taught me that I couldn't play defense in the NBA as a rookie. I went up against World Beat Free my first game. He had 46. Paul Westphal came around the next game. He had 38, and George Gervin had 40 the third game.
So bring on Magic Johnson. I kind of like this young guy from Michigan State.
I called my dad. I said, Dad, it's going to be a long season in the NBA for me.
And I guess that's probably pretty true, isn't it? That's the defense adjustment that is tougher rather than the offense for a star coming out of college.
Yes, it's for all of us. Even Shaquille is having a hard time.
Terry Porter, who was one of those away from winning the prize last night in the shootout against Mark Price. And that is a big lead for the West as this game is seesawed 55-50. A minute and a second to go.
You know, there's been a lot of knockaways down up under the hoop when a power player has gotten it. Some guard has always gone down there and knocked the ball out of his hand before he could get it up.
Jordan. Fall. And it's Danny Manning scrabbling with Larry Johnson. Barkley waiting for Manning to break, and he said, "That's right, you're with the Clippers."
Oops, my fault. I forgot. That's what Charles was telling me. My fault.
Thomas actually passing off the backboard. He was trying to pass to Shaquille on the carom. Hardaway to Barkley. He can't hit. Thomas, a straight down court. Robinson. Jordan. Manning with 18 seconds to go in the half, and the West leading by 5. Jordan gets the foul. Hardaway at the line.
We won't talk about Mr. Lewis as far as on that national anthem. Did you see that?
No, I missed that, but I know you didn't stop laughing for a couple of weeks.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna have to get the tape.
Yes, you have to see that one.
Tim Hardaway with a deuce, and it's 57-50 for the West. 8 points for Hardaway. And he goes after Isaiah Thomas.
You know, Tim Hardaway got his crossover dribble from Isaiah. Isaiah is probably the best ball handler I've ever seen in my life. He puts on clinics in the summer. He can really put a show on for campers around the country. And I'm sure that Tim will tell you that a lot of his skills came from watching Isaiah.
Well, Larry Johnson saving the second miss from Isaiah, and Shaq has 13. Last shot of the half. Oh, tapped in! Oh, what a play! Danny Manning, that's the most spectacular of the spectacular of the first half. Manning at the final second, guiding that one home. 57-52, the West leading the East as we start the second half.
Let's see if the East gets the forwards a little bit more involved. Between Pippen and Johnson, just 2 points in the first half.
Isaiah on the drive. 57-54, 6 points for the Detroit Piston veteran.
Well, that was a good throw. Inside, outside, back in, and back out. And Isaiah decided to take it down the lane because his man had double teamed the postman.
Both teams shot 50% in the first half. Olajuwon to Drexler. It's Drexler to Olajuwon. Karl Malone, Stockton, and Barkley. Barkley makes the deflection. Pippen, Shaq, Isaiah, Johnson, and Michael Jordan for the East. Michael. Olajuwon loses it to Shaq. Oh, give and go. Jordan and Shaquille. And a foul. And it's Pippen beating everyone down court. And to follow, Larry Johnson of the Charlotte Hornets, his first points.
Larry Grandmama Johnson.
Well, at halftime, what a difference between the front lines. 27-15, the West front line outscoring the East front line.
Karl Malone with his power move. Mailman gives the West the lead, 59-58. He has 14 points. Oh, nice piece of dribbling by Thomas. That's what you said you admired so much, Magic.
Well, I told you that Tim Hardaway got his crossover from Isaiah, and Isaiah just proved me right. He did a crossover move right there on John Stockton that just, he thought he was going to his left, and he went to his right. Great move.
Pippen short on the tray attempt. Olajuwon. What a year he's having in Houston. Stockton, the no-look to Drexler, and then Drexler knocks it away from Pippen. Barry Sanders, a Detroit Lions running star, Oklahoma State. West by 1, 9:36 left in the third, and Michael Jordan with an easy 2.
He just left 3 defensive guys standing still. The one that got picked off on the screen, the other 2 that tried to stop him on that move.
Well, here it is right here. Pick and roll. Crossover on you. I'm going to the left, switch. Oh, what can you say? Michael Jordan at his best. This is the kind of games that he loved to play. And here he comes again. Michael Jordan, back-to-back hoops. Uh-oh, he might make my prediction right. He's warming up.
He's got 15 to lead all scorers. Stockton inside to Barkley, knocked away by you bet. And then Jordan to Pippen. Back to Pippen. Jordan sitting out in three-point range, but elected to go back to Pippen. 12 on the clock. To O'Neal, and it's Olajuwon with a steal. 2-on-1, the Jazz. Stockton to Malone, and a foul.
Magic, you know what happened? Michael Jordan's been lobbing to Bill Cartwright. He didn't realize that with the Shaq. You can get it way up in the air. Michael doing a little work at the defensive end, just tippy toes and stays inbound so he can get that break going for the East team.
Karl Malone's first free throw. He's not accustomed to going to the line for the first time in the second half. He has more than 100 more attempts than anyone else in the league again this year.
You know, the thing about Michael is that he's even beautiful to watch when he's playing defense. And most guys are not good to watch when you're playing defense.
Magic, what does Karl Malone say to himself just before he shoots the free throw? He's got a little something. Has anybody ever found out what it is? He won't tell, but he's got a little saying he does. There it is. He didn't whisper in your ear, did he?
I think he's rehearsing his lines. You know, he's going to be a movie star. He's involved in a couple of movies. One that's going to premiere here tomorrow night in Salt Lake City.
Well, that's what the NBA has gotten to now. You can get involved in other things besides basketball if you're a great player.
Olajuwon with a block. Marley on the run.
Beautiful up and under move. Beautiful move.
And the West back in front by 1. Marley on Thomas. Jordan getting away from Stockton. That's a mismatch. And it's blocked by Marley. Stockton surprising Olajuwon. It goes to Malone. Shaq bringing it up. All the way! And he is fouled. Stockton to Barkley. In fact, as Barkley makes that, Westphal said that Barkley fits in with the team because of guys on the Suns like Marley. And he said, tough guys, Mark West, Marley, Barkley, they understand Charles' style.
Exactly. And, you know, they let him beat Charles Barkley. But also, if he gets out of hand, you got veterans like Danny Ainge who can bring him back to say, look, Charles, come on now. You haven't won any championships. Danny can say, I've won a couple.
That was Olajuwon's first points. And now Olajuwon trying to defend O'Neal, and Malone comes over, and Pippen with a rebound.
And a slam dunk to tell him, look, you may have blocked O'Neal's, but don't try to block mine.
Yeah, to all the veteran guys look like they want to get a little piece of this rookie every time he tries to go up and throw one down.
Yeah.
Stockton to his buddy Malone, and a reach-in foul on Pippen. That was quite a sequence at the other end.
Well, it looks like after the fake, he's going to step through and dunk it, but the mailman says, nope, not now, rookie.
Pippen says, maybe it's my time. Oh, my. It was a little after 6 Mountain Time. Tomorrow night at this time, Rockwell, a movie about a frontier scout, premieres. Karl Malone's in it.
Elijah Abel? So that's how you got to be an undertaker. Makes sense. Create your own business.
Man, could he deliver a line?
Oh, man, he was sensational.
From mailman to undertaker.
That's the best acting I've seen with a non-speaking role.
Well, you know, he says his movie idol is Clint Eastwood. I think he's working on that Eastwood look.
Yes.
The mailman, 16 points to lead all scores. Going after his second MVP. Wide open here in the middle of the third period for the individual honor. 6.5 minutes left in the third quarter. Barkley with the West leading by 2, now by 3.
You know, Charles made an interesting statement. He said, you know, everybody says I'm having an MVP type year, but I've been having these type of years for a long time, but I've just been on losing teams. Now everybody recognizes me because I'm on a winning team.
Some doubted how he would fit in out in Phoenix before, as he erased all of those negative thoughts. Thomas away from Stockton, trying to set up O'Neal. Knocked away by Olajuwon. Pippen back to intercept. Central Arkansas. To Larry Johnson from UNLV. Pippen seems to be in the right spot at the right time too often for defenses around the NBA.
Well, I think right now that the East is trying to force feed Shaquille a little bit too much right now.
Malone on the pass from Stockton, and he is fouled.
That's that old 1-2 punch, that Utah 1-2 punch. Well, right here, this is the old Utah play. They were going to cross screen for the mailman, but what happened was the defensive man turned his back to John Stockton. He just high lobbed, easy 2.
Now the man who leads the All-Star Classic career in assists is sitting next to me, Magic Johnson, but Stockton has 12 already today, and just as he is going after all your marks in the regular season, so is he in this All-Star game, as O'Neal is resting.
Like I said, he's going to get most of them, if not all of them, and that's just a tribute to him. You know, really nice move right there by Larry Johnson to spin into the lane. And the West comes right back.
Marley.
Thunder Dan.
Under 9, Dan Marley. And he has 9 points. Dominique. Ewing back in, keeps it alive for the East. And Malone has it knocked away.
Just a second ago, Stockton knew Isaiah was back there cheating a little bit to Isaiah's right, so he goes to Isaiah's left, picks out Marley on the fly for the conversion.
5:11 left in the third.
I tell you, that Dan Marley gonna be the most famous Chippewa here soon. He's gonna beat you out.
Lay off now. Give me a break. Here comes Ewing for the East. The East trailing the West by 5. By 3 is Ewing.
Beautiful pass by Michael Jordan. Just beautiful.
5 points for Pat Ewing. Sean Elliott.
As we can see right now, the pace have picked up, so you get more better plays, more action plays. Now the crowd is back in it.
Johnson against Malone. Thomas double team. Jordan, what a move. He went with a one-handed fake, kept the ball, and Elliott responded as if he were on the string. Michael Jordan's dad said, you know, it might have been baseball. He was a terrific shortstop. You can imagine he could play that position, he said, but he grew so fast as a freshman, between his freshman and sophomore years in high school, that his uniform looked bad on him. It was way up to his knees, his trousers. And he said, I can't look like that and play this game. And so basketball is blessed by the fast growth of Michael Jordan.
Well, not only is basketball, but we as basketball players, myself, former basketball player, as well as the fans, to witness the greatest player that ever played this game, and with flair and excitement.
Olajuwon partially blocked by Ewing. Here comes Jordan. The East with the ball down by 4. Jordan. It just won't fall for Michael. Dominique. And Stockton fires to the other end to Marley. 2 Eastern players back, so Elliott slows it up. And traveling the call is some good defense by the East.
Little give-and-go basketball that time by Elliott. Passing the post, cut without it. Jordan makes the move, splits the defenders, finds the seam, gets in there, gives you a little showtime, and then just at the end, can't make it fall through.
Ewing to Isaiah and handcuffed Thomas, but out of bounds to the East. Well, another local hero, the NFL's most valuable player, Steve Young of the 49ers, former All-America at BYU. In attendance, makes his home in Park City and in Provo. Stockton out to a hand from the locals. Mark Price is in and hits a 3 on his first shot of the second half, a 1-point game.
3-point champion. He is the 3-point best shooter. He proved that last night, huh?
And the league's best free throw shooter. The mailman over Nance. East with a chance for the lead. Jordan to Ewing. Knocked away by Olajuwon. Ooh, Porter hit as Price went in for the steal. Elliott to Marley, and Marley was too far underneath, and the foul.
Just a few moments ago, something that's very familiar to Michael. Draw the defense, kick to an open teammate. Normally it's John Paxson. Now it's Mark Price.
In the NBA, but if they had been keeping him back when Oscar was playing, no doubt he would be the leader. And matter of fact, he taught all of us how to get a triple-double.
The whole season he averaged a triple-double.
No question about it. So, and a high triple-double too.
Great player. Yes. 78-75 as Elliott hits a pair for the West. 2 minutes plus remaining in the third quarter. There have been 11 lead changes. Oh, Larry Nance up to bat home the rebound.
Can you believe this guy is what, 36 or 5?
No, wait a minute, he's only 34 now.
34? I can't believe it that he's playing this well at 34 years of age.
How good are the Cavaliers? 3 All-Stars in this game. Malone can't connect. Robinson fights, and it's Dominique the other way.
But they're one of 3 teams in the East who have a real chance of going to the championship.
Marley steals the pass from Jordan to Malone. He was in the right postal code for that one. 21 to lead all scorers for Karl Malone.
That's what's so tough about Karl. Not only can he score inside, but he also can get out on the break and score points that way. And that's unheard of at a power forward spot.
Yeah, we're talking about Shaq and his size, how he moves. Malone, for that big body, really can motor. Nance with the left hand. Jordan in for the rebound and is fouled.
Well, what you want is a little bit of action down inside. Ewing thinks he's got enough space to get the shot off. He gets a little bit of rim, but Larry Nance with the follow.
Says he's looking for a sponsor, Nance, for that dragster of his, a 68 Camaro. Catch 22, he calls it, and he says, you know, when I retire, I'm going to drive. I said, come on, you really want to do that? He said, I'll build a seat, cockpit for me. I'm going to be a drag racer.
I wonder what his wife is going to say about that.
2-point lead for the West team in white. Terry Porter of Portland against Mark Price of Cleveland.
And that's what it came down to last night, and Terry couldn't hit, 2 shots out of the last 5 balls.
Porter to Robinson. Malone battling Robinson for possession, and it's Marley with a loose ball. To Porter.
See, that's what Marley can do for you.
3-pointer for Price, and he gets the tray in a hurry. 82-81.
Heads up by Michael Jordan. Got out of bounds quickly, fired the ball down the floor. Caught Price behind the 3-point line for 3.
38 seconds left in this third quarter, and a foul as Malone takes it to the hole. Boomer Esiason, left-hander from Cincinnati. For whom will he be playing in the NFL next year? No hints there.
No hints.
Maybe Utah's going to pick him.
Yeah, but he's voting for Patrick Ewing right there. That's his guy on the sweatshirt. You know, we should mention right now that most of the players want to bring their wives and families. Patrick Ewing's wife, Rita, had to stay home. She recently graduated from Georgetown Law School and is studying for a bar exam that she's taking this week, and Patrick wanted to wish her well in the exam coming up.
And that's wonderful. And good luck from all of us, too.
Georgetown close to your heart, your daughter, Christy.
You know, Christy happens to go there, yeah.
Can you imagine if Patrick make as much money as he's making, and now his wife can negotiate all his contracts now?
Malone leading all scorers now with 23, and Price with his third tray. Ties it at 84.
I tell you, as far as the point guard, talking to a pure point guard, now John Stockton is probably the best in the game right now. But as far as a point guard that can do everything, Mark Price has to be the best in the game.
2-second difference in the game and shot clocks. Great pass, no look by Porter. And Robinson gives the West the lead. 3 seconds left. Last shot of the quarter by Dumars, and he just misses.
Trying to make it happen off the 2-man game. Well, this is a different kind. It's dribble penetration, which leads to the dump-off pass, the conversion by David Robinson.
Meanwhile, the Jazz fans rooting for John Stockton and Karl Malone, and Malone leads all in scoring with 23. Magic Johnson, Ahmad Rashad, Snapper Jones with us on the sidelines as we go to the fourth quarter. A 2-point game, the West in front. The East, Pat Riley has 5 reserves out there. Price, Dumars, Ewing, Dominique, and Nance. Danny Manning, David Robinson, Porter, Barkley with the ball, and Hardaway for the West. Barkley not there, and here comes the East with a chance to tie. Mark Price played 3 minutes in the third quarter and was 3 for 3 from 3-point range. Wilkins with a flash, and it just won't fall. Robinson to Porter. Well, good job by Porter to elude Mark Price.
Dick, you made me chuckle a little bit a second ago. You said the East has, Pat Riley has 5 reserves out there. Not bad reserves out on the floor.
You got that right.
What else do you call them, though? That's a tough part of describing a game of this sort.
88-84 as Dumars pumps. Barkley rebounds. Manning to Robinson, and he's fouled by Ewing.
First of all, it was an excellent defense by Patrick Ewing to hustle back and knock it away. And then Danny Manning retrieves it and fires it right quick, right back to Robinson. And of course, he gets fouled.
The Admiral, actually a first lieutenant, part of that 24-4 run of the San Antonio Spurs under Coach John Lucas. That's been one of the big stories of this season.
Yeah, well, you know, they believe in John. They also respect John, and they plan hard for him, and that makes all the difference. That being John Lucas.
Price, Wilkins. Back to Price for 2.
It was too short. That's why he missed it.
Wilkins to Nance.
Shot wasn't long enough for him.
Good move by Nance, and draws the foul.
You know, they had the ball around the basket a couple times, and each time they looked up, they saw David Robinson hanging around there, had second thoughts about it.
Yeah, that intimidation by the shot blocker, Robinson.
Now here comes Brad Daugherty just checked in, so you know Pat Riley is definitely going to go with Shaquille down the stretch to try to win this game.
89-85, the 7th point for Larry Nance. There's Pat Riley, just 2 all-star coaching appearances behind the all-time leader, Red Auerbach, with 11. And Westfall in his first year as head coach at Phoenix.
Yeah, and I think too that you know, after everything Pat Riley had said, he was just really saying that about Patrick Ewing in terms of defending his player. And I think he was also talking about being a veteran too.
Nice company on that list.
Very nice.
Arnold Red Auerbach. He's here for the All-Star weekend.
And what makes it even more interesting is Pat Riley really didn't want to be here. You know, he only got it because Phil Jackson can't go 2 times in a row because of the NBA rule.
Riley rule. That's the Riley rule.
Yeah, the Riley rule. And he'd rather have been in Malibu on the beach, relaxing at his home there.
Yes, it goes back to the fact that the trainers rotate who has the honor of being the trainer for the All-Star game each year. The coaches for years said we should do the same thing, but they never voted it in, and Riley kept on going for the West. Barkley backing him down to a spot where he feels comfortable, but to go back to the Riley situation, Riley gets out of coaching for a year. They voted in that you won't do it. What happens, he winds up in the East, and now he's the All-Star coach again.
Well, you can see the wear and tear of the season on his face, though, can't you? It's tough life.
Yeah, because he puts his heart and soul into it. He wants to win so bad, not only for himself and the team, but for New York, the city of New York, all Knick fans.
Porter on the run with Robinson, and what a play by Price. The little guy back defending on a 2-1 break. Hard away to Robinson. That one won't be stopped.
Imagine, Mark Price was thinking about diving for that loose ball, and just before he left his feet, he noticed it was Charles Barkley that was chasing it down. He thought twice about it.
That's right. I could end up on the injured reserve list challenging Charles Barkley. Nice move.
Daugherty ends the Eastern drought. They've missed the last 6. 6 points for Daugherty from Black Mountain, North Carolina. Hardaway misses on the drive. Schrempf clears it out to Price. Price to Dominique inside. Boy, this won't fall for Dominique Wilkins.
He's having a tough time. The shots are right there. Instead of rolling in, they're rolling out for him.
And plus, you have to remember he's getting challenged by David Robinson.
Dominique is 1 for 10, and Danny Manning much better than that for the West. He has 10 points. 6-point lead for the West with 8.5 to go. Good pass by Daugherty, who is a terrific passer for a center. In fact, leads the league in assists by center.
Well, talk about all these block shots. You wouldn't expect Mark Price to be the guy to get up there, way up, Mark, and take that potential lob away from David Robinson. And then you want a little action at the end of the fast break? Well, give it to the big man. Let him finish.
Dominique Wilkins, your former player. You certainly, best of all, can appreciate his enormous talent, Mike.
The fact that he could come back from the torn Achilles tendon the way he did at the beginning of the season, then he winds up breaking his hand and then comes back from the broken hand and has played superb basketball. Talk about warriors. That guy shows up, loves to play the game of basketball. He'd play every night. He'd rather, you know, maybe not so many practices, just give me more games.
Hardaway with 10 and stolen by the East. It's Mark Price. And it's Wilkins who is the recipient of all that work. 95-93, and now it's starting to get serious. 8 minutes to go.
This is it now. This is the time where it's win. This game is either going to be won or lost right here. Everybody's going to get serious and play even harder.
Robinson over Shrimp and a foul.
What they did is they rewarded Dominique for the hustle. He's actually the one who steps up and starts this play happening. Bryce decides he's going to give it up to Dumars, but Dumars knows that it was Neek who started it also. We'll let Neek catch up and finish it off.
18 points for David Robinson. And he's 4 for 7 from the line. Wilkins given a breather. Scottie Pippen back in for the East. Michael Jordan still on the bench for the East, and the Utah tandem of Stockton and Malone still resting for the West. Joe Dumars. And the foul by Dumars. Oh, that Hardaway is so quick and clever. The UTEP two-step, I think they call that down in El Paso.
Well, it was a crossover in front first, and then the crossover between his legs. Watch in front, between his legs, and go right by him. Joe said, I'm not going to let you embarrass me. I would rather foul you.
He gave it to him both ways. One from the front, one from behind.
Yes.
Facially, he almost looks like a somewhat of a junior Charles Barkley, Tim Hardaway. He was 7 for 7 from the line today.
He's so strong. You know, he's so low to the ground as well in terms of his center of gravity. So when he crosses over, he's really moving forward when he crosses over. Like myself, I had to cross over. I'm still standing straight up. Then I had to take a step.
Take my picture and then I'll move.
Yes.
Scottie Pippen pulls the East within 3. It's 98-95 with 7:23 left in the fourth quarter. This be headed for overtime. There have been 4 in All-Star history. A three-pointer for Porter. Pippen to Price. Dumars. He wanted to go to some help, and there was none there.
I think he actually saw Danny Manning cutting down the lane. For a second, thought that was going to be a flashing teammate of his. Manning was trying to cut off the man opposite on the low box, instead the turnover.
The roar in the background, as you can see, Karl Malone stripping off his jacket. He has 23. That's still more than anyone in this game. Hardaway for 3, and that's a big basket. Sends the West up 101-95.
Well, the crowd was cheering because also they know that he's in line for that MVP award. They want him to get it.
Mark Price, he's 4 for 4 from three-point range in this half.
And he's also on that list of candidates for the MVP. He's brought them back.
All of his points on trays, 12 for Price. Barkley, a power move, and then the pass to Manning.
Nice cut. Nice pass, nice cut.
A dozen for Manning, who is 6 for 6 from the floor. His first All-Star game. Oh, Brad Daugherty with that little soft jump hook.
You know, he doesn't do anything spectacular, just everything good. It's just he rebounds, he's a great passer, you know, but he's not going to do anything fancy.
Pippen and Barkley, a little bump and shove inside, and here they are matched. 7 on the shot clock for Porter. Jamming his way in, no whistle, and Dumars picks it off. Here comes the East down by 3. Price, can he tie it? Yes!
Talk about looking across the floor. Those Chicago players know to look across the floor because it's Paxson they usually find during the regular season.
But I think they'd rather have Mr. Price. He has a little bit deeper range.
Game tied for the 9th time, and Barkley unties it.
You're seeing some excellent passing by big people on the inside, which is great to see.
2-point game with 5:14 left. Barkley at the line with a 2-point West lead. Lanham says he's only 6'4". Do you think he's taller than that?
No. 6'4", 6'5". That's it.
3-point game. Price draws the foul. Stockton back in, as is Malone for the West.
Tough call right now for Pat Riley in substitutions because Price is playing so well. You have Michael sitting on the bench. You want to get Michael back in the game for the final minutes down the stretch. And then the big decision, who's coming out on the floor in that center spot? Is it going to be O'Neal? Is it going to be Patrick Ewing? You wind up playing them both together on the floor.
Well, not only that, but Brad Daugherty right now is playing very well. He's hit, what, 3 hook shots in a row. And this team out here is playing well as a unit. So do you mess with that unit, or do you come back with the so-called starters that the fans have voted in? But hey, here comes Patrick Ewing. Wow.
Stockton against Price. Barkley from outside. Olajuwon, and Schrempf is able to tie him up. A good play by Detlef Schrempf.
Now, let me ask you a question. Why would you say, wow, that it's Patrick Ewing? You know him, Pat Riley. What's going to happen at the end of a game if Riley's got some guys on the All-Star team?
And Michael Jordan coming right back. I knew that he was going to go to Ewing, but I just said, wow, just to please you.
Marley for the West for Hardaway. So here's the lineup now. It's Olajuwon, Malone, Barkley, Stockton, and Marley. Schrempf, Price, Jordan, Daugherty, and Pippen for the East.
I should point out that one year,
Malone fouled by Schrempf.
When Pat Riley was the coach, he came into the locker room, and we were at the All-Star game. I can't remember what year, but he told everybody, if the game gets close down to the 4th quarter, I'm going with all my guys. So, you know, the game got close. He went with myself, Kareem, and I think it was Jamal then. And we ended up pulling that game out. But every time down, he called a Laker play, and none of the other 2 guys who were non-Lakers didn't know what we were doing and what they were supposed to do.
That was the fist play.
Yes, the old fist play. That's Kareem play.
Get the ball to the big guy. Yeah. Malone hits 1 of 2, 107-104. Karl Malone with 24 points to lead all scorers, but no sense to win the MVP as Pippen. Ewing rebounds. Jordan. Great pass by Price. Jordan for 3. No, he'll try the 2 and is fouled by Olajuwon. Who are the top candidates, gentlemen, for the MVP if you had to vote?
Well, if I'm going to go with, talk about the Eastern squad, you have to consider Michael Jordan, Mark Price for what he's done here, and off his early performance, Shaq was up there, but maybe fading a little bit here in the second half.
Right, and then on the West side, you got Karl Malone and David Robinson. And both those guys have played very well.
And with 4:22 left, it may come down to the man who makes the winning shot. Jordan pulls the East within 1. Stockton over Price, and it was Pippen who came out to challenge as well. The East down court looking for their first lead here in the 4th quarter. Pippen over Olajuwon, and it's Barkley breaking out with Marley. Jordan to beat, and Jordan fouls him.
Pippen seemed like he tried to find a little extra lift right at the end. He knew that the big fella was coming over to try and block it. He hung just a little bit long, got a little extra ups on it, but just couldn't send it down.
And you know what happened was that Hakeem jumped right in his path, in terms right in his face, so he couldn't dunk it over him because Hakeem's hand was right there. So Scotty had to hold it, and when he held it that 1 second, it was just too far for him to dunk over.
With Barkley missing the free throw, it winds up being a good foul then by Michael Jordan to prevent the easy layup.
Barkley looking for his 12th point. And a 2-point West lead, 108-106 with just under 4 minutes to go. Now Riley up off that stool. Now he's pacing the sideline, so it's serious indeed.
It's winning time.
Malone comes out on Jordan. Jordan way short. And that pleases the Utah crowd. Marley for 3. 12 for Marley. Phoenix fans have seen him do that all season long. Timeout, Pat Riley. NBA Commissioner David Stern. Or this game is testimony to how serious his teams play. I mean, the athletes here today have played very hard. This isn't the usual all-star let's just have a good time game type action. They played hard. Coaches have worked it hard, and it comes down to a 3-point margin. West leading East 111-108. Foul before the shot.
And then give both coaches as well as the players a lot of credit for coming out here and playing as hard as they've played, because they put it all on the line, and all of them know that they have the second half of the season to look forward to too, and they put it all out here this afternoon.
Stockton's 4th point. Well, unfortunately, because they have to tally the votes, they ask for the press to vote on the MVP and have it in by 3 minutes left. So it is now 3 minutes to go. So if somebody has a dramatic final 3 minutes to win this game, it won't be taken into account. Jordan draws the foul from Marley.
And right now, to this 3 minutes and what the score is right now, you almost have to say it's Karl Malone, especially if the West ends up winning this game. But like you said, if the East comes back and wins the game, then Mark Price becomes a big factor.
Jordan hits the free throw, and interestingly, Shaq O'Neal has played only 6 minutes the second half, because Pat Riley has used O'Neal a total of 20 minutes in the game at this point.
Well, I think he's just saying, well, these guys, I'm going to play these guys. They probably deserve it because what they've done over the past years. And you're going to have 17, 18 All-Star games, Shaq, so don't you worry about it.
3-point lead for the West. 2:40 to go. Malone and Ewing. And the rebound, Isaiah Thomas. Here comes the East. Great pass to Pippen, and it's knocked away by Karl Malone. He saved 2.
Are you surprised that as well as Mark Price played, that he's on the bench now, Isaiah's back in?
Well, he's probably tired right now, and he needs a breather. He's been in there a long time.
Jordan, pick and roll to Doherty, and rebound by Olajuwon. 2:20 to go.
Okay, right here I would go to Karl Malone. If I was John Stockton, just keep going, force feeding it in there to him. He's played very well.
Olajuwon was 7, Barkley. And Pippen steals it. And Pippen shoots. Jordan up the back of Barkley, and that's a big back to climb. And the foul on Michael.
I'm not quite sure that Scottie Pippen really wanted to do that. I think initially Pippen wanted to, after they come up with the basketball, Pippen wanted to cross the ball over to the left side of the floor. But what happens is he doesn't see the angle. Michael tries to follow, has to go over a few people's backs, but so what? It's Michael. He should be allowed to.
But the only reason he got that foul is he lost the ball once he came down. And because bodies went flying, that really wasn't a foul. It was after he lost it, then they decided to call a foul. Because how can you push Charles Barkley to the floor? Michael Jordan.
Shaq O'Neal getting ready to report. 1:54 left. Barkley looking for his 13th point. A 4-point West advantage.
The only thing I can say to Shaq, Dick, is that all rookies have been through this. Myself, Michael Jordan, Isaiah. we've all started, but we all were limited in our minutes because of veterans who, you know, deservingly so, should get a lot of time in All-Star games because they've been there so many times.
And to talk to this young man, he's going to handle this perfectly. He understands. I have not met a rookie who's come in and had the presence that this young man has. There's a long, bright career ahead for him.
Exactly.
Ewing gets away with a walk, and not the second. And timeout called by the West with the ball and the lead. 114-110. A minute 40 seconds to go. Stockton to Barkley to Malone. Olajuwon might have gotten away with a push. Or was it Barkley?
Looks like it's Patrick Ewing.
Ah, Barkley with a look on his face of, did I do it? Number 33.
First Patrick gave you that. Me? And then he goes, yeah, it was you.
Sends Olajuwon to the line. And now Hakeem has not had a great All-Star game, but what a tremendous. Has anyone played better, any superstar in this league played better to this point with so little publicity than Olajuwon?
No, he's done it. And you know what? He hasn't worried about that contract situation or the owner argument that they had last season. He's played over all that and just having a tremendous season.
115-110, time running out. 70 seconds to go. 75. Jordan banks one home. It's a three-point game.
Well, this guy's used to big finishes in this building, isn't he?
Yes.
23 for number 23. Olajuwon stripped of the ball by Isaiah.
Now, you don't need a three right now, do you, Magic, necessarily?
No, you don't need a three. You have plenty of time to get a deuce, come back down and play good defense again.
Marley hawking Jordan. Rebound Malone to Marley. Whoa, almost a mistake by the West. And it's Malone inside, and they love that in Salt Lake. And that shot, folks, had MVP written all over it.
Well, if Pat Riley should decide he wants to go for the three-pointer here, he might take a quick two off the dribble. But you have Mark Price, who's 8th best in the league behind the three-point line, and Dumars is on the bench, who's 13th best.
Price is 5 for 7 and hits the three. What a game for him. And the foul by Jordan on Marley to stop the clock. 117, 115, just under 26 seconds to go. 5th foul on Michael.
This was set up off the out-of-bounds play. A double screen to free up Mark Price. He catches it. He squares up. Bottom of the net.
It's almost too bad that you can't give out 2 MVPs. It's just like last season, last year's game, that Clyde Drexler could have been the MVP as well. It's a shame. And this year, same thing could happen.
Marley misses, so even if he makes a second shot, the East is a three-pointer away from a tie.
Now, Michael is over there talking to Pat Riley, and what they're talking about is whether or not they should bring it up and try and go for a shot in transition, or whether they want to take a timeout and advance the basketball.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting call to see what he actually wants to do here.
I think he'll take the timeout and advance it.
Well, Marley gives the West a three-point lead, and indeed Riley has called time and to set up a play with 25.9 seconds left.
West is taking the man off the ball. Watch for Pippen stepping back in for a shot after he passes it back.
Right into Jordan. The quick shot, and he makes it. That's your call, Magic.
Yes.
And now let's see about the quick foul.
Yes.
Timeout West.
They got a big man Pippen on the basketball right now, trying to take away that long touchdown pass, trying to cause him problems getting it in.
In the corner, and all alone is Hardaway. What a play by by Price. He committed the foul. It looked as if he might have gotten the ball.
A nice play that time by the Western team. They passed the ball from out of bounds to out of bounds, ran some stuff on the floor, and sent the man long right away after the initial out of bounds pass.
Mark Price, he has played so very well today.
He's disgusted right there because he got back cut on that first pass that went from out of bounds to out of bounds. Price turned his head for a second, didn't figure his man was going to take off and go long, and that's what happened.
Hardaway has not missed, as you can see, 8 for 8 from the line.
Now, I don't think they're going to call a timeout. If he makes this, it's only a 2-point game. I think he's going to get in transition, let Michael go one-on-one instead of let a set defense play against him, and that being Pat Riley for the East.
Well, that's fine if the ball can wind up in Michael Jordan's hands, but if it winds up in somebody else's hands and Dan Marley doesn't allow Michael Jordan to catch the basketball, then who do you go to?
Well, right now, Isaiah Thomas is letting the officials know that they want a timeout no matter what happens.
So it's a 2-point game, 119-117, with 16.7 seconds left.
And the last 2 times, they've had a problem getting the ball inbounds. I'm talking about the East team. It has not been easy. The West has done a good job of zoning up areas and taking cutters coming to the ball out of their routes.
Jordan with Marley. Ewing is open. 8.1 seconds. 119. Marley will inbound the ball with Jordan on him. Now Jordan backs off and will double team the inbounds man. Stockton knocked away by Ewing. Out of bounds to the West.
The East team can't believe that there was any deflection on that. Their feeling is that Stockton just lost it on his own.
A little over 5 seconds.
Now here will come the problem in an All-Star game because no timeout, so now what's going to happen? Who's going to get the ball here?
Barkley. Hardaway. Overtime.
Oh, my. I got your fan. This is great. The crowd is loving it.
Mark Price just looked over here and gave a look as if to say, can you believe this? He's having fun on the floor.
Fouls. And he gives the East the lead. 123-121. 27 for Jordan.
Isaiah is smart enough to know to give the ball to the right people and get out of the way, and they're going to make something good happen.
Well, Isaiah wants to win. Isaiah wants to win. He understands that Michael just do his thing.
Barkley against Pippen. Marley, a 3-pointer. Dan Marley gives the West the lead, 124-123.
He's making Michael Jordan pay for cheating. You can't go double team Charles Barkley with Michael Jordan, or that's what you'll get right there.
Shaq O'Neal. Robinson rebounds and O'Neal fouls him.
Well, Shaquille was just disappointed that he got that close, basically overpowered the post position, and then just plain missed the layup. But Michael Jordan with the basketball now, he gives a little show, and then let me step underneath and just kiss it off the front of the rim and hope to get a nice little roll.
The West by 1, and Stockton goes the distance. The West by 3.
Oh, Barkley stepping right back in on the inbounds pass. If you rush out of bounds and you don't concentrate, smart defensive player takes a shot at it, that's what happens.
Barkley and Ewing. And it was O'Neal made the block. And a foul. Pippen committing the foul.
Everybody trying to get a little piece of Charles down below right there. Sends a big fella to the ground.
They're playing hard. The winner gets $5,000. The loser, $3,000. That's pocket change, tip money for these guys. But they're playing for competitive pride.
If you don't take your time and you rush it inbounds after a score, don't pay. Barkley makes believe he's going down, but then shoots the gap and comes back for the steal.
Michael Jordan trick.
That's who we got it from.
Karl Malone misses both.
Ooh.
It remains a 3-point lead. 2:35 to go.
I might get Mark Price up and get him ready right now.
Jordan to Isaiah for 2. Ewing. Patrick Ewing. 126-125. The West with the lead in the ball. 13 points for Ewing.
Now, when
Stockton left alone.
they've been running the same play over and over, just that pick and roll. They might use different men, but it's the same play for the West. And now the East is going to give their version of the pick and roll.
Less than 2 minutes to go. Ewing over Robinson. Robinson got a piece of it. Barkley embraces the rebound.
Well, that time when he screened and stepped back, it was much deeper than the previous times. Before it was a 16-foot jumper, that time a 21-foot jumper.
4 Olympians in white for the West on the floor now. Stockton to Barkley for 3. Sir Charles. Timeout, Pat Riley in the East. Picked off by Ewing. Jordan. O'Neal taken away by Malone. Stolen by Pippen. What a reaction by Scottie Pippen. Ewing. A steal by Pippen. No wonder he's all NBA defense. Riley with Ewing and Shaquille on the floor, and Westphal has his big guy Barkley along with Marley.
I wonder if they've changed their defense on the pick and roll. If they might there it is. They're out trapping, trying to get the ball out of his hands.
Less than a minute. Barkley stolen by Michael.
Good pick by Isaiah.
To Pippen and a foul. Robinson reaching in.
I tell you, John Stockton would have had that steal, but Isaiah, with his spark, picked him off.
Covering a great amount of distance on the pass that's a little too soft, a little too high. Scottie Pippen gets back and gets the offense going for the East team. And now this time on the reverse from the blind side, there's the hand in by Michael Jordan, which leads to the fast break opportunity.
50 seconds to go. A 4-point deficit facing the East. Jordan trying to cut that in half. Shaquille. Stockton. And timeout called by Stockton, who is pinned in. Foul, Pippen on Marley. Chance to build the West lead to 6 with 35.5 seconds left.
Marley, pretty good free throw shooter, 77% for the regular season.
Paul Westphal's players here in overtime. Marley and Barkley imposing on the East. Good exterior defense. Jordan with 28 seconds. Oh, line drive.
How do you shoot a 3? Going to your left, fading out of bounds. Defensive player on you, getting smacked a little bit and still not get down.
Because he's Michael Jordan.
30 points for Jordan. Hardaway needs one of these two. To give the West a 4-point lead.
And there goes Isaiah talking to him. Isaiah's chatting with him.
Somebody better make sure they box out in case it's a long rebound. Isaiah may be on the line instead of Mark Price in this situation.
Hardaway is now 9 for 11. Oh my! Ewing with a rebound. Here comes Price. Plenty of time.
They're going to flow into now the shot attempt.
Stolen by Stockton and then almost taken back, but a foul. 3-point lead. David Robinson is 5 for 8 from the line. So 3 straight misses here in the final seconds by the West, and Mark Price goes over and Pippen says something to Robinson.
Well, they double teamed him that time. Put a lot of stuff in his ear.
Yeah.
Robinson's 20th point gives the West a 4-point lead, 134-130 to Price. Forcing the 3. Robinson rebounds, and that should do it. 9.2 seconds.
You know, and when I played in All-Star games and the game was tight, sometimes you wonder, what, you know, these guys all are the go-to guys on their team. And I wonder how Michael felt when the play wasn't designed for him.
Scottie Pippen throws the three. Batted out by Stockton with 3.6 seconds. 5-point deficit staring at the East. Certainly made it a battle. Weren't a lot of loose smiles around. You saw Mark Price just moments ago. That's the kind of smile you saw a lot of in most All-Star games, but not today. It was tense. Co-MVPs, you got your wish. 1993 All-Star MVPs, John Stockton and Karl Malone. A Utah Jazz parlay. Malone had 28 points, 10 rebounds. Stockton 15 assists and 7 rebounds. The final goes to the West by 5, 135-130.